Well, let's talk about some Cruise and Lose 2025 action with Mr. Zach Slevin. Dude, I want to say... And welcome to this morning's Drag Drive Repeat News presented by Summit Racing. Dude, I want to say good morning and thanks for hanging out backstage, listening to me yammer on here. I appreciate it.
Good morning, Mike. It's been a good time just listening and drinking.
Yeah.
Just coffee, though.
Just coffee this morning. It's not a Friday night, on a Drag and Drive parking lot beers, man.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I can't remember. Is this your third or fourth year to do cruising?
It's our fourth event, third year.
That's awesome. Oh, that's right. I remember that now. Because I said, I didn't feel like they did it in 21, but I didn't feel like 3 events was that either. So, man, congratulations. Huge year. Sellout crowd, or sellout race. I'm sure there's probably a ton of people in the crowd. But this is a big deal, man. I'm loving this event. It just gets better and better every year. You guys continue to grow. And, you and I have had that conversation. It takes like 3 years to really build a base of folks that keep coming back.
Yeah, and 3 brutal years. And I wouldn't say that it's our doing that it's lasted. I would say it's the participants willing to take the beatings, because without them, it doesn't happen. And they had 2 very rough years to endure before we got this year. So I appreciate all them.
That's awesome. Well, again, congratulations. Let's run through some of these winners and some stories. So was the 950 Index a new class this year?
Yeah, we talked to people and we're trying to figure out what kind of class we wanted to add. We kind of thought the 950 would be best bang for our buck with most participants, and it would allow junior street racers to do that with their parents as well.
Genius.
We didn't have very many, but with the scheduling of this fall event, late summer event, people are in school, so it's kind of, I don't know if that's why that kind of hurt, but maybe we'll try to get it so it's not in school if we're going to keep trying to do that class. But we had 5 or 6 participants and they had fun, so that's all that matters.
Dude, that's a great idea. I didn't even think about that because, like Junior Street, for folks that don't know, can't run faster than 9.0 in the 8th, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so there's no point in running them right up to 9.0 if they're not going to be able to turn a slip in. So, 950 Index, dude, that's genius. I really like that a bunch because it allows, it's not just a Junior Street class. It's kind of a gather everybody class. That's cool. Well, the winner of that class, Spencer Mills, 9,536. Congratulations, Spencer. But dude, this class was tight. Second place, Zach Blackford, 9,538. Dude, 2,000 on an average.
It's wild, how close the averages were, especially the last day. They didn't get very many passes because of the rain delays and stuff. So
interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, that makes it even a cooler story because, dude, there was some good stuff in here. 850 Index. And again, these photos aren't of the class winners. I didn't have time to put them all in order and all that kind of stuff and figure out who was who. 850 Index, dude, huge class, 21 entries. And again, another really tight class. First place, Eric Gade, 852. Second, Evan Heilman, 853. Yeah, right. Listen, this is where it most impressive, right? So you got Evan at an 8,531 with an 8. Rudolph Zinser, 8,532 with a 2, so 4 10,000s. And then Micah Grote, 8,538.
Yeah.
Dude, 850 Index beasts.
Yeah, I always want to take 30 seconds to talk about that. Eric Gade winning it. It was his last pass. He hadn't had a good pass all day. Last pass, closed the lanes. He was up for his last one, banged off an 851 something. How it worked when we did our trophies is Maggart painted all the trophies different colors. They could be pink, green, blue, whatever. And we let people choose from the fastest to the slowest. So the fastest person got the first choice out of the bunch and worked its way down. And anyways, it got to Eric Gade, which is 850, which is one of the last classes. So all the trophies have been pretty much picked through. They were both blue and black. Obviously, I didn't think anything of it. And he grabbed it and started tearing up. And he's like, you don't know what this means to me. And I didn't really know, I thought maybe he's just excited. But come to find out but that's him right there. Come to find out he lost his son that was a police officer while on duty 2 months ago. So it just, to me, it was a wild way that God works to allow him to get the blue and black trophy, and a wild way for him to win it. I don't know. It's just one of those things I'll probably never forget.
That is too cool, man.
I just cannot not share that. So when we got talking to him, I said I'm going to have to share that story. So
that is really cool.
And it's an AMC-powered AMC with a 4-speed he did that in as well.
What?
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Wow. And to be that tight with across so many cars, like it's real. I mean, like you really have to get down. Like you have to do well.
And I don't know if people realize, like, that's an AMC powered AMC car on Craigers, like, look, 70s, early 60s, an 850, and he was breaking out. I mean, that's a low 13. Like, that's not a slow car to be AMC powered. And I don't know what's done to it, but that's pretty cool in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's what's wild about the internet is that, you hear 858 and they're like, ah, but dude, like that's a fast street car and will do burnouts anywhere you want.
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, I don't know of any other cars that I know that are AMC powered that I've seen lately, I guess.
And yeah, man, that's an interesting thing there. Cool. Well, congratulations to him. Next up, 750 class, your biggest entries by looking at the sheets, 23 entries in that class, dude. Another class that's just beat on. Scott Raburn takes the win there, 7.511. And then second place, Michael Taylor with a 7.526.
And I believe Scott was driving a ATS-V or something. I think it's the turbo 6-cylinder V. I don't think it's a V8. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's a CTS-V. So
wow, that's cool. That's quick, man. Molly Motorsports. Attention high performance enthusiasts and racers, meet the Molly Motorsport Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for power packed performance. The Power Pack pistons are made from either 4032 aluminum alloy to allow for tighter cylinder to wall clearances, or 2618 to allow for increased detonation resistance. What sets Molly apart? Forged pistons, Grafal coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Elevate your ride with Molly Motorsport, where performance meets precision. MollyMotorsport.com for all the details. And for everybody listening to this, Molly is spelled M-A-H-L-E. Molly, M-O-L-L-Y Motorsports is a completely different thing. These guys aren't just drag and drive supporters, they're also drag and drive racers. We've seen George Wright at Drag Week the last 3 years, and then Eric Grillo is a Rocky Mountain Race Weeker with his stick shift Nova, so you guys can see them racing and out here in the deal. And then next up, 650 index. Now we're starting to get a little faster here. Bill Mass wins that one with a 8.520 or the 6.523. But dude, the top four in that class all had 650 averages.
Yeah, wild. And Bill Mass is stock. I believe it's a stock Gen 3 Hemi with twins. Like, it's not.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. But that whole group runs that whole family of Mass runs Gen 3 stock Hemi stuff. So
wow, that's cool. And then Unlimited, dude, you had a stacked class in Unlimited. Jared Aspergren wins that one with a 5.497. That's a fast car there. And then Chad Fegley in that class with a 5.638. But Jared made the quickest pass of the event, 5.361.
Yeah, and awesome. That car's just, I mean, he bought an local small tire car that's been 70s, and this is literally the first time he's raced it. So, or maybe the second time from testing. So that car is going to get significantly faster once he has some time. Yeah, because that car actually used to be on a 315 radial. I don't know what he has it on now, but in Chad Fegley, he had something. I don't know if his third gear's broken or bent fork, or I mean, it was every single pass that he turned in was first through second, missed third, and just lay over. So if he could have got third gear to work, it would have been interesting.
Right. The Jeff Mass here saying 5.7 for the win.
Yeah, he's the winner of our Force Performance Turbo giveaway too. So
that's awesome. Yeah, how did he? What's the story behind that?
Robert messaged us and it's like, hey, bros, you want a free turbo to give away? I'm like, well, he didn't say giveaway. He said, you guys want a free turbo? And I'm like, I mean, I don't know how I can say no to a free turbo, but sure. And we were kind of debating what to do with it. If we were going to give it to a participant, let it be a prize. And so we came up with is basically you had to come to the Cruise and Lose trailer, and anybody, spectators, strangers, anybody that would step foot in the track could sign up for it. And the thought there was to get more people to come out and watch. And basically, you took a picture with it and you tagged Force Performance and Cruise and Lose on Facebook, and I give you a ticket. And you could do that one time a day, 50 times a day. I didn't care, as many times as you wanted.
That's awesome.
And it was fun to see all the pictures. And regardless of what we give away, we need to do that again, because getting to interact with all the spectators, participants, kids, their wives, like everyone was having fun doing that. It was just a fun little thing to do. So we're going to have to do something, some sort of something to keep doing that. So
yeah, that's genius, man. I like that a bunch. That's really cool. Let's talk about some of the people, dude. Unlimited was freaking stacked. Listen to the names of this list, guys. Mark Grote, Corey Petsky, Josh Tweehouse, Josh Wishman, Dustin Peterson, Scott Lau, Chad Fegley, Jaron Aspergren. bro, hitters, man, big
Yeah.
time hitters.
And
Wow.
and a lot of those hitters don't have their fast cars there either. So, Wishman's got a 4-second big tire Camaro that is
Mhm.
just sitting there. I try to convince him every year, but I obviously that's fun class to watch because of the
Yeah.
power. Mark Grote blew a head gasket at I-29. So at Carney, he drained all the coolant, and the 2 passes he turned in or tried at Carney were no coolant passes. So
Wow, dude, he's
it
an
was a
animal.
stock. I think it was a stock 6.2 LS with the cam because he blew up
Mhm.
nice 427 early at. I think his first pass at Rocky Mountain Race Week. He blew it
Mhm.
up, if I
Yep.
remember right. So
Crazy. Wow. Good job, man. I'm telling you, this event, I've said it a bunch. I don't know if you've heard it, but this is definitely on my list for 2026. I'm doing events in 2026 that I haven't done before. And this is, I mean, bro, top of the list because you guys put on a heck of an event here.
yeah, well, I appreciate hearing that from you, sir.
So I'm taking it 2026 as a go. You're gonna
Yeah,
go ahead and do
I
one
mean,
as we
I
plan right now.
Yeah, I don't know when.
Yep.
We've really failed and not failed, maybe struggled in early springtime. And
Preach.
yeah, and late fall. We had rain delays, which whatever, but the weather was
Everybody has this year. Oh,
75 to 80 degrees, no wind. I mean,
wow.
I can take some rain delays. Like it was just
Yep.
absolutely perfect for racing and driving and doing
Mhm.
whatever. So
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. And what's crazy to me is like our kids started school a week earlier this year than they have, and it was like a week earlier last year. So now they're encroaching on early August,
yeah, it used to be no school before Labor Day. So I don't
Yeah.
know what.
Yeah, our kids started the 12th, and we were like, "Wait, what's happening? Why are you going back to school so early?" And
Yeah,
so, yeah, that makes it tough for like summertime stuff for promoters like us that are looking at things. We of course we saw the early spring, had that struggle as well. Had to reschedule the circuit and all that, and that's a nightmare to have to do any dates. So,
I mean, like I said, you pick your poison and ride with it is
yeah,
what you have to do, and
yeah,
it's it just is what it is. But we have struggled so hard where I don't know. We're gonna have some real come to Jesus talks of when we want to schedule it because it's
yeah,
there's not too many events in Nebraska, so you don't want to stack on top of those. Like Joey
mm,
Heichel puts on Heads Up No Prep, so we don't usually go early May because I don't want to stack up on top of him. And then we've got Ice Cream Cruise out here, so there's just a handful of events that we don't want to stack up on top of.
yeah. That's man, that's tough, dude, because you don't know when, and like especially if you're planning this early. Like we just released the dates for the circuit. Like you almost have to get out as early as you possibly can. But dadgum, you just hosted your event, and it's hard to get back on that horse and
Yeah, it is
need
brutal
need
because
need a couple of
you're
days off.
yeah, I know we need to get ours out earlier this year because obviously other people have already scheduled their stuff, and then we ran into that last year where we were just dropped the ball and we're late and we're looking for dates. So
Yep, that's the way it goes, man. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, dude, holler, please. And
sounds
again,
good.
it's definitely on my list. I want to come do this, man. It looks like an incredible weekend of drag and drive racing with a ton of people, a ton of race car friends that are up there.
Yeah, I just want to share one more story before we get off
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
I-29 recently poured a burnout pit, and basically it's $10 or $5 to get in there. And our Dustin Peterson, which was in second place of Unlimited at this time, I'm sitting there, setting up my booth, and all of a sudden, I start hearing massive burnouts. And I'm like, what's going on? Some kid over there. And I look over, it's one of our participants, and he burned his drive tires till they were gone. There's cords showing in that burnout pit. And he
Yes,
gets out and he's like, hey, these were rated for 35,000 miles. So I must have just did a 35,000 mile burnout.
dude, that guy is wild.
Yeah.
Man, wow.
It's a good way to start your day.
Yes, that's awesome. Wow, and to take that car and beat on it all weekend and then go out there and do that, man, that's what Drag and Drive's about, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, he would have been a very hard contender in that class if he wouldn't have. He had his son's first football game ever on Sunday. I don't blame
Mm,
him for missing that,
yep.
but it was epic.
That's pretty freaking cool, man. All right, dude. Well, guys, look, if you're not following Cruise and Lose, go do that right now. They've got a great page, tons of people talking and conversating there all the time. Cruise and Lose Public. Go in there, join that group, be caught up with all the stuff that happened in 2025, and as we get updates for 2026, we're gonna be talking about it here. And then Jeff Mass says Dustin Peterson for the win. So, all right, buddy. Thank you again for coming on this morning, man. I appreciate it.
Yep, have a good one, sir.
All right, buddy. See you. How cool, man. I appreciate Zach and Jacob coming on this morning. Want to say thanks to them for taking time out of their weekend to come over here and do this with us. Just give us extra stories. And again, thanks so much to the Molly Motorsport team for being part of all the program that we got going on here. All right, well, y'all, we can't do this without you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the share button as we jump into this. Being that I'm solo this morning, I'm going to kind of jump back and forth between the news notes and then also your comments. So, typically Eric will run the comments. So you'll see those as he comes up throughout the show. As they are populated live, they would come up. I'm not going to be able to do that and do all this other stuff too. So be able to see some of those. I'm going to try and hit those at the end. So thank you so much for those ahead of time. I appreciate that. And then thank you to our sponsors, all the folks that make all of this possible, our trips, our equipment, and just all the stuff we do. So we appreciate all of the sponsors that are a part of this: Summit Racing, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing, our newest sponsor on board, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, WAF Racing, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds.